Oh, what's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog, doing a quick run through. Listen, I am on the West Coast. Again, whenever I do a show, be just grateful that I'm here, that I do the show, that I continue to give freely to the community. Again, this is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Drop a one in the comments if you're excited to be here, and drop your city and state in the comments. I know it's late on the East Coast, but it's not on the West Coast. All right, so 10,000 people a day. Now, if you haven't been watching the news, which a lot of times we aren't, a lot of people are on low information diets. There has been a lot of immigrants coming across the border. Now, what am I talking about? Lately, they've been showcasing a lot of immigrants coming across the border. And many people say, well, Erica, what does that have to do with me? That doesn't matter. So what? Them people ain't bothering me. But they are. And it's a matter of national security. We have over 135 different IDs that they've spotted so far at the border. And here's the thing. Many people say, Erica, this doesn't matter. Why are you being political? This is a financial channel. Hey, stay focused. This is a focus. I know I'm not going to fall deep into we're going to be a permanent underclass. As a few of the professors in the community have talked about, but I want to point out a few things. Four things in to be perfectly example of credit, housing, investment, businesses. Now, if I ask anybody, they're gonna say, Erica, well, what does immigration have to do with that? What do illegal immigrants crossing the border have to do? I'm gonna put it to you this way: within 1 to 2 years, if I come to America, I'm working a full-time job, I have skills. I have skills that I brought back from my country. I can do things. I get an extra $500. Bank of America, regardless if I have a Social Security card or not, is going to give me a secure card. All right, I'm going to pay on my secure card for 6 months. They told me how to make it work. I'm going to pay on it for 6 months. And then I'm going to do what? Get access to other cards. Because now I have a credit identity, right? Credit profile. Now I'm going to not only do that, I'm going to get some of this housing. Not only that, I'm going to get some of these investments. Not only that, I'm going to get me a business on paper. Now somebody's gonna say, Erica, no, there's no way you're not gonna be able to do that, because you're illegal and you're not here. You're not supposed to be here, honey. This country has a huge number of Asian Americans in Houston, Texas, who are legally here with businesses. And when ICE came and said, we're gonna start picking people up, the city council came out and said, let me tell you what you're not gonna do. You're not gonna touch these business people. He didn't say illegal immigrants. He didn't say families and fathers. He didn't say these good people. He said these business owners. You're not going to touch these business owners who are contributing to the community. You see what I'm saying? He didn't say don't worry about Jose who's working 3, 4, 5 jobs. He said business owners. He said you're not coming from Mr. Lee over here who owns this corner store. You're just not going to do that. Now, if Mr. Lee, if Julio, if several people come here, right, and they can work a job, barely speaking English, get a secure credit card, get unlimited other credit cards, because if you don't know this, you can get other credit cards. We have a lot of Australians and Canadians here who have credit cards. And I'm not even going to go deep into that. That's another conversation. What's stopping him from getting the 4? Because the same thing that you claim is stopping you from getting your 4 is not stopping them. Credit, housing, investments, and business. They come here in 2 to 5 years, they're rocking. They're rocking. Now, you're gonna say, Erica, why you gotta do this, Erica? I just left a conference. I'm getting ready to be hosting a conference. I am in Arizona. It will be hosted this weekend. Roundup conference. I'm super excited. Show you guys a lot of good stuff. But there is a huge mass of people who are following the old way, the new way. Scarcity versus abundance. I'm not trying to teach you, oh my God, immigrants are coming. Oh my God, be afraid. No. I even posted on the wall earlier where thousands of people are leaving California. They're leaving New York. They're coming to where you live. What do you have for them? Diamond Dave did a great video a couple days ago, maybe a week ago, where he talked about how in Florida, they have these suitcase stores. Ain't nothing in there but luggage for sale. Why? Because people come to Orlando, Miami, New York. Oh, I need all this stuff to take back to America. And if you really want to talk about it, when we were in Panama, there were several, hold on, I gotta get, ow, it itches. Okay. There are several people from Panama that were like, oh man, I go to America and visit my family and I take suitcases and I fill them with clothes. I come back home and sell them. Why? Because selling and having a business is very basic. It's a basic 101 in most of those countries. And many people say, well, Ericka, you're over exaggerating about 10,000 people crossing the border. No, I'm not. You can check the news on this. This ain't just October. This ain't just December. This is now. And it's important. Why is it important? We were just in Panama and the Panamanians are like, man, all these Venezuelans is here, undercutting folk on prices. They're in their country complaining about Venezuelans. So if I'm a Venezuelan, am I going to stop in Panama? No, I'm going to keep going. Am I going to stay in Mexico? No, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going till I get where? To that border. United States border, because clearly all I got to do is come here, work like I got some sense and not be arrested for 2 years and I'm good. I'm in here. I'm living the dream. Now, first thing you say was, Ericka, they be working jobs other people don't want. Chick-fil-A? McDonald's? Building houses? Construction? No, that's not true. You just don't think, you think you're above that. You think I don't got time to do that. And I say, okay, if you don't got time to do it, why don't you be over it? You've been in America so long. Why don't you be the controller of it? Why don't you buy the land lot and then hire the workers? Right? Now you're no longer holding the hammer. You're controlling who gets paid to hold the hammer. Right? Now I might lose some people on the show and I'm okay with that. But again, we've been talking about text ready or text trade lines to the number 512-348-2192. Again, somebody can type that in the chat for me. 512-348-2192. Why? Because I'm telling you guys, I'm sitting here talking with the Jewish community, and even they worried about fixing them taxes and investing money and buying assets. I know Chick-fil-A right here is okay. They treat you right. They closed on Sunday. Okay, so two things that I really got soaked in this past weekend was credit and SAAS. Okay, what is that? Software as a service. Again, software. You almost got it, Jasmine. 512-348-2192. Some poor lady's getting a call right now. That poor person's getting a call. And why am I bringing this up? Why am I talking about this? Why am I bringing this up? Why am I sharing this with you guys? Because software is a service. A lot of times we get on YouTube and we think, man, I need, thank you so much, text ready. Thank you, Brent. Oh, y'all doing a great job. Text ready or trade lines to that number. That's what you can do. And why am I doing that? Why am I talking about this? Because I'm partnering with trade line companies and credit companies so that I can give you guys the best discount, the best deal. And the best way to do that is when I have 100 people or 200 people that really need the service, I get a better discount. Part of why I'm talking about this so greatly is we laugh and say, well, men are leaving the country. There's countless channels right now talking endlessly. And what's funny is we have Coach Malik Carter, who's a father, who's married. He's got multiple real estates in different states. He's coming on next Wednesday. And he said, if I see another man talking about alpha, beta, he had this, he had that, I'm reporting the page, right? And I started laughing. It's funny. Everybody's laughing about it. But at the end of the day, great. Oh, you're leaving the country? If you're not a builder, if you're not growing anything, if you don't have no assets, if you're not useful to anybody's community, nobody cares. Please leave. Because guess what? These guys are lining up at the border. They're lining up. They're ready, Teddy. Okay? They're ready. And I made a joke, but I mean it. I was in Georgetown, Texas, and I was in Houston, and almost all the time you saw somebody with a Hispanic husband covered in paint. All right? And he was ready. He with the woman at the grocery store. You just at the grocery store like, good gracious. Look at them little black kids. Look at them little half Asian, half Mexican, half black kids. Look at them little half Mexican kids over there. Listen, it ain't no thing. These people are going to come, and especially when you look at the border, and it's tons of Chinese men. It's tons of Asian men. It's tons of black men. It's tons of African men. You're trying to figure out, Ericka, why are you talking about this? Listen to me. When China sent all them Chinese men to Africa, parts of Africa to work, they're like, oh, they'll never stay with them women. They have thousands of them defecting and marrying African women and staying in those African countries. Now, if you listen to Brother Umar and some of them hotels, they're going to tell you it's a part of the plan. They're going to take over Africa, making these half black babies. Let me tell you about people. 101, people want to be loved. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to be respected. That's as simple as that. They want to be heard. They want to be seen. They want to be loved. They want to be respected. And so if they go somewhere and somebody sees them, somebody hears them, somebody loves them, somebody respects them, they're going to stay there. Throw the agenda out the window. Yeah, man, I'm loyal to China. Oh, man, Keisha over there looking good, right? Like it's just is what it is. Now, why does that matter? If people are sending hundreds of thousands of their men to your country, and in 2 to 3 years, they are lapping you as a mid-20s, mid-30s, man or woman, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Ericka, racism. Ericka, listen to me. I want you to understand. We've been singing that song and dance, and it is true. But guess what? Also is true is getting a paycheck. Also true is getting money. Also true is this. I saw somebody comment the other day and they were roasting them on Twitter. Man, we tried getting money. Getting money don't change the black community. Boy, they drug him to hell. They drug him to hell. He said, where are the black people getting money? Where are they? I mean, they just were dragging him to hell because let's be really honest, we haven't tried the money thing. We haven't. If we sit here a lot of say, listen, how do you win in America? Hey, man, you get a high paying job because 90% of us got jobs. You get a house, you get married, and you raise your children in the same house that you live in. And then you buy investments. That's how you win here. Oh, man, I don't want to do any of that. I don't like that plan. I don't want to do it. Then we don't have an answer for you. That's we give Americans enough freedom to choke yourself. Yeah, go choke yourself. Oh, I don't want to do 1, 2, 3, 4 and win. Go choke yourself. That's what you do. Goodbye. Listen, again, every time these people get online and they're telling you avoid these women, avoid these men, I'm like, listen to them. Are they married? Listen to them. Are they married? We were at an event conference the other day. A dude, 50 years old, he said, yeah, man, I got a toddler. I said, a toddler? He said, yeah, my woman's is from Mexico. Right? So these people are still going to marry somebody and have a house and have money. Again, come on, y'all. Come on. I mean, people do again, what do all people want? To be seen, to be heard, to be loved, to be wanted by somebody. Okay, let's stop making it complicated. So if I'm telling you, it's 2 things. If you don't learn nothing this year, learn about credit and learn about SAAS, which is SAAS, software as a service. Software as a service. We went to an event and a guy there had, we always think people want to have millions of followers and millions of subscribers. And unfortunately in our community, we have this Black Highlander mentality. There can only be one. There can only be one Clark Kent. There can only be one Spider-Man. There can only be one master plan. And that's crazy. That's crazy. We went to this event, room full of everybody in the same business genre. I will tell you like this. There were people in there who had SaaS, software as a service. And they had this app. And I said, well, how many people are on your app? You know what I'm saying? How many people signed up to your service? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, just like, 2,000 people. That's all, not a lot. And I'm thinking, okay, cool. But then I remembered their monthly subscription is $197 times 2,000 people. Somebody put that in the chat. Basically, let me make it easy for you. Somebody put $200 times 2,000 people in the chat. And that's monthly. Okay? Now I'm sitting here listening to him, and the whole time he's talking, I'm thinking, 2,000 people times 200 is, oh my God, you're doing damn well. And nobody wants to talk about that part, right? We're a little late to the party on that, and that's fine. But the biggest part I want y'all to understand is that's reoccurring income. That's reoccurring wealth, because guess what? Service businesses pay. Now, a lot of y'all, when I talk about service businesses, you get your panties in the wad. You're like, Ericka, I ain't trying to be a plumber. I ain't trying to be an electrician. I ain't trying to do this. I ain't trying to do that. And then you totally skip where there's all types of levels of service You have these people who don't want to do their own emails. They don't want to talk to people on the phone. Okay, so I bring on a virtual receptionist guy to sell to y'all about having a virtual reception office. And people are like, I don't know about that, Ericka. It's a service, right? I bring on people showing y'all how to do mobile notary. Not only just do mobile notary, but have an agency with mobile notary so that you send other mobile notaries out. Some of y'all like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Again, you're going to eventually get it. That's right. That's right, Anthony Russell. That's right, Jerry Jasmine. 400,000. Right? 2,000 people times $200 a month. Okay, a month. Right? So now, like you thinking, well, if it don't got 4 million people on the app, it's not a winner. Do the math, y'all. This person making 400 grand a month times 12 months. You do the math. And again, this is the components of I don't care about tech. I'm a hustler. I'm just going to get out in these streets and knock doors. I'm just going to get on YouTube and have a podcast about nothing. That is done. That's done. That's done. Like to a degree, can you always come online and have a internet personality, jump online and make some money and move people over for sure. But if you ain't offering a service, eventually, you know what I'm saying? Like Tariq never asked for your money. You know why Tariq don't ask for your money? Because Tariq every 90 days to 6 months comes out with a movie, a documentary, a book. Then on top of that, he does what? He has affiliates, right? He has affiliates. He literally has 10 minutes as his show starts. 10 minutes of his show, the first 10 to 15 minutes is nothing but ads. I sat in the room, y'all, and these trying to be careful because I don't want to be rude, but I'm talking about Jewish, Black, white, Latino. Everybody's helping each other. Hey, man, do this. Hey, you do this. Hey, if you tweak it like this, you can do this. And we're all in the same service business. You know why it's important? Because the scarcity mindset, you got to throw that out the window. There's millions of people out here. Millions. And you never have to chase the I'm the big dog, the Highlander. There can only be one mentality. You have to let that go. I don't care if they put somebody was saying, well, Ericka, earn your leases on a magazine. They doing this. Great. You don't understand. A rising tide rises all boats. I don't have to be the first. I don't have to be the last. I don't have to be the big dog, right? Because the more people are in a boat, like the more people come online, like I'm looking for this information, the better it is for everyone. And I keep trying to get y'all to understand the data that's so very important. 20% of all white people are 65 years old or older. So when you see these network charts, net worth, like look how rich they are. No, they just older. They've had more time in the market. They've had more consistency in the market. If the median age of an African American person is 33 and the median age of a Hispanic person is 32, of course their net worth is lower. But what are the things that can help them grow? Home ownership, housing, right? Investments, businesses. And so when I'm sitting here telling you they got 10,000 people coming across the border and they watching TV, they watching TV shows, they watching rap, they watching stuff that people buy. They go into the flea market and open a little flea market business. What are they doing? They know, hey, in order to make it in America, I got to sell something. I got to be a part of this ecosphere, right? I had a friend, her mom is Korean, her dad is Black. Her dad's like, man, I ain't trying to hear about all that business stuff. I'm just trying to work this military, then work as a police officer and chill. Her mom was like, well, is that okay, honey, that I have a flea market business? Because the mom always cooked every day, always had his stuff ready. That's whatever you want to call it, whatever y'all like to hear that word. And he was like, cool, go ahead and do the flea market. I don't care. She did the flea market for at least 20 years, y'all, since I was 10, forever. And when we went to college with my friend, in the mail comes this card. It's American Express card. We're like, what is this card? And I know I tell this story all the time, but it's important. I want y'all to understand it because new people come to the channel all the time. And it was $100,000 American Express card. She called her mom. She's like, yo, mom, they sent me $100K American Express card. Immediately her mom with her very thick accent said, girl, don't you spend that card. Put it away. Don't you touch it. I'm coming right up to get it, right? Mom drives up. I think we were college. We're like 2 hours and 30 minutes away from our hometown. Mom drives that day, baby. She didn't want her daughter to do none of that. Comes and gets the card. We're getting ready to graduate college. This is like year 3, almost year 4. We go to a mortgage broker. Why? Because our professor taught us, hey, if you have a job offer and you take your rump over there, they can put you in this program to help you get a house. You see what I'm saying? So when people say college is useless, I didn't learn anything at college. It was just a party. You were in the wrong set of people. And I apologize if they didn't put you in the right group of people. I apologize. They didn't. But my professors were like, let me tell you what you're going to do. You do this, 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 this. They talk about penny stocks and investing. And so we go to the mortgage broker. Because everybody getting a little kickback off this. So we go over there. And he's like, I don't know if I can help you as much. Your mom's going to have to give you some money for the down payment. I'm like, okay, cool. That's all right. She turned to my friend and she say, okay, girl, who put you on 2 different $100,000 credit cards? And she just sitting there like, my mom. She's like, girl, I can get you put in a house today. I can put you in a house today. Right? And so what you have to realize is the whole time, her dad ain't caring about business. He's an African-American man. He don't care about business. He just want to take his military check, go home and sit on his butt on the weekends. The moms every day, every weekend, flea market. Every weekend, flea market. Eventually start taking her brother. Eventually start taking her. They hate being at the flea market. They hate running into people. Whole time that flea market put multiple $100,000 credit cards in her mama's pocket. Putting multiple thousands of dollars in her mother's pocket. Y'all got to understand, a lot of times when you go to military towns, the courtroom's full of Asian women divorcing their husbands. And people say, oh, that's terrible. They use them for a green card. No, they're not using them for a green card. They come to America and look at you and go, you're a lazy. This is the easiest game almost in the world, right? I'm leaving my hometown. I'm going to make it worth it. I'm going to rise to the occasion. I'm going to what? Start a business, invest in real estate, have multiple options. It just is what it is, right? This is very basic one-on-one information. You can ask anybody in the military town and y'all will hear the same. Almost the same. Everybody's experience a little different. But a lot of times, there was a young man came on the other day, and I'm not going to get in the mix of that because next week I have a guest coming on and I'll let him get in the mix of that. I'll let him do it. I ain't going to do it. Keep my hands clean. But he came on the show and he was like, dude, I sold 57,000 courses. I never had anybody say I stole from them. Now, first thing in my head is, how many courses did you give away? Right? How many courses did you give away? 1. And then 2, okay, let's say you gave a course, you had a course for $100. 57,000 people bought it. That's $5.7 million. Right? You think you can make it in America with that? You think you can make some good decisions off that? Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens, finally got his $260 million contract. Him and Jalen Hurts. Now you're going to say, Ericka, that's ridiculous. They shouldn't be paid that much. They're going to get injured. Da, da, da. Again, you're getting paid because you know you will be injured. Again, success leaves clues. The numbers are out there. Why are all these sports people asking for so much money? You're like, they're just being greedy because they see inflation. They see taxes. They're starting to understand what the generation before them, oh, okay, they didn't get paid well. They ain't going to be able to get any type of health insurance once they leave the league. I don't know if y'all watched that interview with Warren Sapp, big dude, Warren Sapp. And he was like, listen, once you get off the insurance the league has for you, there's almost no company that will insure you because you are the walking example of someone who had multiple car crashes. I don't think y'all understand what's happening to these people. They're being repeatedly injured and it's being documented every step of the way. So now you done been repeatedly injured. Now you need to get life insurance and health insurance. And companies are like, yeah, we can't do that. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Yeah, you've been injured too much. I mean, that's not the words they use, but they're going to say pre-existing conditions and all this other stuff. But you got to understand that's why these guys are asking for so much money because they're going to have to out invest for their future. If they're out of the NFL by 30, by 35, they got another 35, 45, 50 years to live possibly. And possible mental health conditions coming. So why am I bringing that up? Why am I talking about Asian parents owning flea market stores? Why am I talking about football players? Why am I talking about money? Why am I talking about illegal immigrants coming into this country? Because you have to figure out a way that in the next 2 to 5 years, you aren't on TV and online crying about, oh, they don't give us home loans. I'm living out in the middle of nowhere. My life is bad. And people are going to say, what happened? Oh, I didn't buy a house because of racism. Oh, I didn't do this because and a lot of times racism exists. I never take that off the table. It does. Issues with you name it, appraisals, home closing. But when you really ask people the last 5 years, just the last 5, I ain't asked for what you did 20 years ago. I ain't asking what your grandma did. I ain't asking what your great aunt did. I'm asking you the last 5 years. Have you moved to a job that pays you more money? Have you tried to be pre-approved? Have you thought about starting a business? Do you have other skills you can share and sell if something happens to you? 5, do you have life insurance? Do you have health insurance? Do you own any stocks? These are very simplistic questions, very easy questions. If you say no to them, right? Like, I don't want to own a house. Okay, cool. You don't want to own a house. Where is the major way you're going to have wealth in this country if you don't own a home, right? Because everybody don't have to own a home. There's a ton of people who cannot own a home. I'm absolutely fine with that. But what is the way you're going to gain wealth? If you can't own a house, okay, let's take that off the table. What are you going to be? Is it going to be stocks? Is it going to be a business that you put a lot of money into? Is it going to be annuity you're going to put money into? Is it going to be dividend stocks you're going to put money into? What is the pathway for you to win when you have 10,000 people a day coming across the border to come play in one of the easiest playgrounds in America? Now, people say, Ericka, how dare you? You know, you keep acting like America's the best place there ever was. There's other places that are better. For sure. Possibly. But we don't see people jumping out of planes to land in France. We don't see people crawling across borders and oceans and seas to go to Germany. We don't see that. Where are those people coming from? Those people may be coming from Saudi Arabia. Those people may be coming from Middle Eastern countries. They are doing it for sure. But overall, people are like, hey, man, if I'm going to risk my life, I'm going all the way. I'm going to America. I'm going to go to the easy game. I'm going to go where it's easy. So I'm sitting here telling you the 4 things that they're going to have access to if you just give them a year or 2. Now, I told y'all what happened in Austin. They had a little easy play with the builders. Put a little money down, get you a house. And we walked into an event, and almost 90% of the event is Latino, young Latino. And almost everybody in there had 2 to 3 houses. And we're like, how do you have 2 to 3 houses and you're under 40 years old and a Latino person? Oh, you don't know the hack, baby, go do this, and do that. And I'm sitting here like, dang. I went online, I looked up, they showed me this guy they've been listening to. He's like the Him 500, but Latino. And I said, man, when you really get off of that scarcity mentality, when you really get off that Highlander, there can only be one of us that can be successful at a time. When you really get the big picture, when you get about 3 to 4 years in and you've really been making money, so you done bought all the clothes, you done bought all the cars, you done got over the stupid stuff. When you really see like, hey, this is $1 million game. And we can play it. And we are right at equal footing with everybody else. Man, y'all really be doing it. And you know what I'm saying? So you don't want to ever be in a position where, man, I'm a forklift operator and they gave my job away to somebody else. And anybody can learn how to drive forklift in 2 hours. Less than that, I learned how to drive forklift. I got a little certification from Lowe's. Right? You got to be more. That's not a skill, right? When people sit here and I come online and say, I posted a thing on Twitter and on Facebook like 4 or 5 years ago, and I said, the problem here is lack of skills. Man, we had 1,000 people blow up that post. They were mad with me. They angry with me. They cussing me out. She's a jerk. She's terrible. Oh man, just going crazy because I said they needed to have skills. And the majority of people's problems come from lack of skills. There is this celebrated thing in America where we need to rest. I need to lay up, play video games. I need 4 or 5 days of chilling before I work hard. Okay, you keep playing that game. You play that game, and I promise you, you're going to wake up at 50 and you got to work hard. That's the scary part. Where you done played and played around your 20s, you done played around your 30s. Maybe you went and lived overseas for a year or two. You laughing, giggling, ah, ha ha, chilling. Now you back in America and you gotta work hard. You gotta do jobs you don't like. You gotta be in offices you don't want to be in. You gotta work jobs you don't like. That's should scare you. That above anything else should scare you. Every 1 or 2 years, you should be assessing. Okay, do I need to take another little course? Do I need to go to another little conference? Do I need to add a little bit more routine to my life? What is it I need to change? Because the next 5 to 10 years can't look this way, right? Because a lot of people say, Ericka, why you looking all over all these different courses? Why are you going to all these different conferences? I can tell you right now, I went to a conference, and the amount of affiliates and opportunities secured me probably $1 million in the next year, just off the affiliate marketing. Not anything else. Not in the services, software as a service, none of that other stuff. Just the amount of affiliates probably secured me $1 million. Probably, surely, if I do the math right, $1 million. And people say, but you're doing videos in your car. You're just running all around doing whatever you like. Yeah, really. I mean, I'm not here for the ego stroke. I'm really truly here because we just raked over 10 videos. Y'all submitted. Thank you. I appreciate every single video. And another 15 local video, like audio, where people were just telling me, man, my life changed. I got a new job. I'm in tech. I did this. Oh my God, I moved across the country. I heard your video. I did that. I mean, this stuff is life changing. And I appreciate every single person that sends those responses and does them. I respect it. I appreciate it. I know there's thousands of people that won't do it, and I'm okay with that. Right? But you can't ever say no one told you. You can't live out here and say, I didn't know about life insurance. My mom never told me about this. My daddy never told me about credit. The same internet that you have access to. When the pain gets great enough, you will start searching for the real answers, right? Because we have these people right now, they're starting to do this victim mentality, this push. Well, because of student loans, because of the housing, because of racism, because of the boomers, because of my parents, because of Gen X. Like they're trying to find everyone to blame but themselves. So when you walk up to me, you ask them, well, in the last 5 years, have you tried to buy a house? Oh, it's too expensive. Well, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, have you ever been pre-approved? No, then you weren't trying to buy a house. Please stop. Stop. Have you tried to pull your credit? Oh no, I got declined for a car. That's not what I asked you. Have you pulled your credit? Have you seen what's on there? No, I did that. When I talk to people who tell me they're business owners, are you on QuickBooks? No. Do you have a way to track your income? No. So you're just guessing. You're guessing in the dark. You're guessing in the dark. I promise you. I tell you, my name is Ericka Williams. I get up every morning. I check all the bank accounts I have. It's a quick routine for me at this point. I check my QuickBooks. Not every day, but every other day at this point, or every couple of days, we just go in and checking bookkeeping. But I can almost finger to the pulse tell you where most stuff is at for me. So when people offer me an option to do this or do that, or you want to partner in this type of business, you want to partner in that, I just do the math on a piece of paper. Okay, you need this, you need this. Okay, cool, boom, no problem. Some of the people that were selling particular items, again, software as a service, I was like, man, this is what you're selling? This is pretty easy. But then I had to stop and think, it's easy for me because I've been doing it for 8 years. It's not easy for the average person that's just coming into the business, and they know they need to market. They know they need to send email marketing out. They know they need to do different things. And they're like, I don't know where to start. They're going to start making more and more products and services that are just like, push a button and let the AI do it, right? Now, here's the issue from two different people that ran their company up to $10 million. They both said to a point, they got so out of the loop because it was just all machines talking to people. They had to start picking the phones back up. I know y'all don't understand that because everybody wants to get out of talking to people. But at some point in this journey, you let the machines do all the talking. You don't have a finger on the pulse of what's going on with your company. And that's something I want y'all to understand. So look, what are the old ways? What are the new ways? What are some things I'm trying to get y'all to understand? You don't need 1 million people to know who you are on YouTube. You don't need 1 million people in your town to know who you are to make money. You probably could get a solid 500 people to see your truck with a wrapped up whatever your truck and your company does, driving around town, and would make more than enough money to live and thrive in your town in a year. Don't get it twisted. There are thousands of people coming across the border. There are over 35 different community banks that are Latino opened and owned. Don't put yourself in a position where you can't win. I told somebody this year I was learning Spanish, and they go, "Why are you learning Spanish?" Because you're going to be interacting with a lot of Spanish people, whether y'all want to hear that or not. You just will be. Schools, places, a lot of places. Let me see what the next one is on my list. But yeah, credit, housing, investments, and business. Now, what do I mean about investments? One of the people in the group, when I talked to Ericka Williams, 15 to 30% investing, they already invested in one of the oil rigs that I'm invested in. So hopefully I will see them at one of the meetings coming up. Oil and gas, y'all, energy. When I talk about investing, and many people say, "Oh no, I don't have the money for that. That's too much." I promise you, what you think is expensive is not as expensive as it is anymore. It just isn't, right? We talk about buying little 15K, 30K homes in Cleveland and Detroit. You can take that same money and buy a land lot in parts of Texas, parts of Florida, parts of North Carolina, parts of South Carolina, and parts of Georgia. You could. Macon, Georgia, all over the places, right? Some places closer to Atlanta. And build a new construction house or a new construction duplex or a new construction fourplex for pretty much 50%, if not 60% less than you would if you bought one right out. And this is why it's led me on this journey. I'm going to just say it like this. I try not to tell y'all everything on the channel, but I just put it this way. Build to rent is a model. If you don't pay attention, it's going to go right past you. It's going to go right past you. I know so many people right now who, instead of buying a home, they want a new kitchen, a new bathroom. Look at this new apartment I'm living in. And I'm like, dude, you're 47. Like, at some point here, you got to figure something out. Is this going to be your whole life? Apartments? Cool. Good to know. Not going to bother you anymore about it. But you can see the financial difference between a person who owns a home going in them 30s, 40s, and 50s, and a person who's just been in apartments their whole life, and they don't have many materials, but they also don't have many investments. I don't know what that's about, but that does happen. So on the Classy Climb, I hope to give you guys some more good content. I hope you guys enjoy the show. We will have a series of videos talking about trade lines and credit, and also new construction coming up. I promise y'all, you don't want to miss it. I'm super excited to bring it to you, but also I know the company is launching, I think, May 1st to answer your text messages. So all those emails, all those text messages you guys are sending, don't worry. We see it. We hear it. We're going to start forwarding it over to them, and you should be getting a response around May 1st. And I'll probably end up texting you guys a link so you can book yourself a 15-minute session inside the calendar of their company so that you can get the credit repair you need, and so that you can get the trade lines for your business or your person that you are looking for. I hope y'all are paying attention to the news. I hope y'all, all this stuff they're doing with Trump and Biden, and like, okay, yeah, that's good information. But the information you need is truly, how do I get either software as a service? How do I get some type of business that I know I'm gonna get a reoccurring at least 500 to 1,000 people to put money in my pocket for a year? Just truthfully, like, what is a service business that I can offer, that I can get into, that I can either, I'm running it, or I don't put somebody else over it, or I can hire a manager, or I can hire a COO, because this is something people don't talk about. You have a lot of creative people who are super creative. Look at my videos, look at my art. They will always need some type of manager. They will always need somebody to do the paperwork, right? Not many of us are dual, right? Because you need an integrator and a visionary. And I'm lucky to be halfway, a little bit into the crossover of that. Very, like, less than 5% of us are like that. But once you realize, hey man, I need a COO. I need somebody who's going to be constantly looking at the data, the numbers. I need them to honestly be on that every day, tracking that. When you're honest enough with yourself to know you need that, it'll be life-changing. But you need to figure out today, whether I'm owning houses, I'm owning trailers in the country, I'm owning RV parks, what is a way that's going to continuously put money in my pocket as America changes, as we have more immigrants coming into this country, as the fact remains that African Americans own less than like 1% of commercial buildings, right? Because everybody's talking about having an event space. No one's talking about building a building or having a building. That's the stuff I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Like, Oh, I got an event space. Cool. What happens when the owner decides he no longer wants you there? What happens when the owner decides, hey, I'm going to just put you out and I'm going to run the event business? Why? Because if you really pay attention, and a real estate trapper did a good job earlier today, he said, people want what they can't have. Right? So if I'm an owner of a company and I see on a plaza, if I got I'm just going to keep it simple, a 4-unit building, and I see all you're doing is running an event space out of it, and I'm nosy Big Bill because it's my building anyway, and I start looking up, he's making how much a night? And then my rent to him is what? Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and either raise the rent, right? Which is gonna put you on out of there. That's really what's gonna happen. Apologies. I'm gonna raise the rent, what puts you out of there, or I'm gonna what? I'm gonna create on paper an event space business. And then when your lease is up, I'm gonna say, okay, peace out. I'm gonna put my staff person I hire over it and let my staff member run the event, run the calendar, run all that stuff. I'm not even gonna stress myself. That's what y'all don't understand. Like every time y'all have a lick, like, oh, these landlords don't want my Airbnb business. They don't care about it, but they do. If you could been to some of the conferences I've been into, where these people are building it purposely to be vacation rentals. I am telling you, the model, what you're going to see in this country coming up, is a lot of people who are seasonally living places, right? Seasonally living places. Now, what does that mean? I'm in Phoenix, Arizona for my conference. Scottsdale, Arizona is a rich person's playground. Sports, athletes, football players, you name it, they're over there on that side of town, done raise the money up in that area, right? And these people come seasonally to their home. So what happens? Now you got people who are house sitters, dog sitters. When it's super hot here for 3 months, really 4 months out of the year, just unbearable. The people ain't here. Some people are back in California. Even the people here brag about spending their summers in San Diego. They brag about spending their summers in other places. People in Texas brag about spending their summers in Yellowstone, their summers in Colorado, their summers in Maine, their summers in New England, their summers in parts of Florida, their summer somewhere else. So what does that become? That becomes a business model where I already know I can overbuild apartments. I can overbuild houses. I can overbuild certain places because I will have a batch of people every year, like clockwork, that come seasonally, that lock in a house, that lock in something fully furnished seasonally. This is what makes me laugh when I hear so many people talk about Airbnb and Turo and all this stuff failing. No, we're really moving to a kind of seasonal living for a lot of these people. A lot of these California folks that are moving out here to Arizona, they ain't gonna be out here when it's ridiculously 115 degrees outside. That's gonna be for the poors. I hate to say it that way, but that's the best way. Like, that's gonna be for people who cannot leave. I've already literally sat down with my little notebook and paper. Okay, every year I want to have a ranch, and we're gonna be on the ranch these times of the year. We're gonna be over here this times of the year. Man, do you remember when I was first moving to Texas, I delivered pizzas in 100-degree weather and working in an office, running in and out on a golf cart, showing people apartments? Never again. I will do whatever it takes to never be there again, because that is optional. When you start making a certain amount of money, when you start having a certain amount of skill, that type of living is optional. That's why when people are not paying attention, that you're going to have 10,000 people come into this country on a daily basis where we're trying to figure out where to put them, what to do with them. Who's going to have to interact with those people the most? Lower income folks, folks who have no choice, folks going to school with people. Lisa Phillips tells the story all the time about how her brother needed help reading, and the school basically told her, Mom, sorry, it's full of Hispanic kids. We have to make sure they can read. This does happen. And this is why when I tell people, you plan on being a single mom, you plan on being a single mother, I actually have been to churches where the women that are in tech making 120, 130 a year, they're a single mom, but they have none of the complaints that most single moms do. Why? It's a financial issue. It's a dollar amount issue. But no one wants to address that. Now, do those children need fathers? Yes. Do they need structured, stable home? Yes. But it's a financial issue. It's a financial issue. Like, until you decide to address the one thing in the mirror that we're all running from, it's a financial issue. Now, next week, we'll have some guests on talking about some controversial topics, and I'm going to be careful. But the fact remains, if people stop trying to get the hookup, if people stop trying to cut costs, cut a curve, let me come around the sideway, let me do this little sketchy thing, they would avoid a lot of these bad deals. Now, I'm not gonna say people are scamming. I hate that word. Y'all have abused that word. Y'all have ruined the word. It has no meaning at this point. I'm gonna say some people getting bad deals. Why are they getting bad deals? Because they refuse to do the steps. Pre-approval, work with a title company, work with a licensed realtor or a licensed builder. They're refusing to do the normal steps. They're trying to get the hookup, the come around the sideway, even with all these tech certifications. I'm not mad at Black folks or anybody trying to get certs and get their foot in the door. But once your foot is in that door, let me promise you, they're going to want you to start educating yourself. They're going to want you to be better. So you have to decide when you're going to hour block that time. I don't know when you're going to do it. I don't know when you're going to decide, but you're going to need to decide. So again, multiple people are coming to the country. This isn't a fear-mongering channel. This isn't a oh my God channel. This is a truth and information channel. What are you going to do to have skills that are above Jose, who can work a forklift? He can lift boxes. He can go work at Amazon all day, and he ain't going to be tired. Because the alternative is him being somewhere he don't want to be. If you just saw the videos I showed where folks are out there literally climbing through a jungle from the country below Panama through Panama. If I'm gonna climb the jungle with a baby, I'm coming all the way to America. I ain't gonna stop in Panama. Now, I'm gonna take a break because my knees and my back might hurt at that point. I'm gonna be rubbing my knees and back. I'll make some little money, and then I'm gonna take a train if I get closer to the border, or a bus from that part of the country to the next. But overall, I'm not stopping in Panama. I'm not gonna stop in some of the lower countries. I'm gonna go all the way to the border. And with that level of determination, do you really think you're going to outwork somebody who's that determined to get here? Do you really believe you're going to stop that person from buying not one home, but multiple homes? Do you really believe you're going to stop that person from figuring out how to start a business with a piece of paper and go down to the downtown and pay the little fees? Are you really going to figure out how to beat that person? That person ain't playing. They didn't come to play. You dig what I'm saying? That person didn't come to play. You're out here playing. They didn't come to play. Thank you. He said, folks out here trying to recreate your tech homebody. Hashtag your tech homebody. I promise you, they trying to do everything. But how do we get in there? And a lot of the stuff you're seeing online where people are trying to say this person's a scam. No, it was a bad deal. And on both sides, they were wrong. They're lying on loans to get certain docs, and they're lying on this guy to see if they can jam him up. At the end of the day, I want you to understand, the only reason those things occurred is because you were trying to skip steps. You can go on right now, realtor.com, and see how much prices of homes are. When every time I hear these sob stories about a wholesaler, he robbed me, he scammed me. No, he didn't. You don't know one realtor in your whole community that you can call. You don't know how to type on the phone to find a realtor to find out the true price of your home, the true price of your landlord, the true price of an abandoned home you got inherited. You don't know how to do any of that. You don't know how to go to Zillow.com. You don't know any of that, baby. You can't scam the lazy, right? Again, one of the people on the internet says you can't be scammed if you aren't looking to do something scammy, right? Like, it just is what it is. So, yeah, engineering said, I need that quick lick without putting in effort. I need a $150K tech job with a certain amount. Engineering cannabis, this is the things people are going to have to learn. They're going to have to figure, look, you're going to get to your first job. You're going to have it for about 90 days. They're going to be looking at you like, well, when you get in the first, you getting some more certs? You going to school? What you doing? You're going to have an answer for them, or you're going to have to be very knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable. Right? And keep proving you're worthy at that job. That's the only reason I have an issue with certain jobs. There's like, I deserve to be here. Nah, baby, you hired me. You already know I'm supposed to be here. Quit tripping. Right? So again, next week, we'll have some guests on from Philly. We'll have some guests on from different parts of the country. We'll have men that are actually building homes, doing stuff, construction. We'll have them on. We'll talk to them. But I want y'all to understand, one of my mentors sent an email out today and said, listen, the recession's here. Sink or swim. And then he went into a long kind of paragraph afterwards. But I laughed because I'm like, if somebody needs somebody to tell them through an email that the recession is here, woo, good luck for that person. They already in a world of hurt. They already gonna be struggling. They're not ready. I don't know what they're not ready for, but they're not ready. I don't know if they're not paying attention. They're depressed. They're asleep at the wheel. I told y'all last week I've been critiquing, but not too much, the videos where the young men are cutting grass. They every week, listen, trying not to be a jerk. Every week they can find hundreds of people who they knock on the door and the grass is overgrown. They talk to the person at the house, it's been overgrown for months. They come and cut the grass. They're filming themselves cutting the grass for free. They're going to put these videos up on YouTube. People are at home watching these men cut somebody else's grass by the hundreds of thousands of people. The boys cutting grass are getting $30,000 to $40,000 a month off YouTube. How long do you think they're going to cut grass? They ain't got to cut that much grass. They don't have to. They maybe do like 3-4 videos a week, 3-4 videos a month. They got to do that many. Now they're going to start doing what? They're going to start taking that money and putting it what? Somewhere else. Because listen, when you own a business, there's only so much money you can invest in the business. Right? People are like, I got to reinvest in my business. I got to reinvest in my business, Ericka. And I'll be like, okay, well, what more do you need? I need a better system. I need a better this. No, 9 times out of 10, you need more staff. Right? 9 times out of 10, you need more staff. Everything you're trying to do, you are the bottleneck of your business. And this is why people have to learn. Your business is a reflection of you. And as you get better, again, action cures anxiety. The more, oh my God, I don't know if this business is going to work. The more you do your actual business, the more you actually live the life you're preaching, the better it gets. So many people say, Ericka, how do you deal with imposter syndrome? I mean, I know you've been doing this for years, but I'm just a newbie. You know how you do it? Keep doing what you're doing. Growing your business, learning from the mistakes, learning from the action, tweaking and being honest to tweak yourself. Right? I'll have those courses and people will say, I saw your course and this is step 1, 2, 3, but I only want to do step 1, 2. Well, then you're going to have problems. Action cures anxiety. Action will cut a lot of that stuff you're fearing, your family judging you, the bank judging you, not being able to afford things. All that is done and cured by action. Okay? Why I say that? Because I know it to be true. The more action you take, the more results you'll get. A lot of times we look at people's credit, it's 1 or 2 things on it. That's it. Right? That's why when I put together the funding course, we got so many emails. Hey, you're doing this way to credit repair. I'm like, did you watch the funding course? I did, but I don't want to do it myself. I just want to pay somebody. That happens often. And I'm not knocking you. You got busy schedules. Or so you say, right? You got busy schedules. Let you do what you do. But at the end of the day, you better figure it out. Because there are people coming here and they don't have the cushion of American living. They don't have the cushion of, I grew up in America and, I'm ready to leave America and live somewhere else. Cool, go. I wish more of y'all would travel. So y'all can stop being online, thirsty, mouth drooling to live in a country where you got to throw toilet tissue in the trash can instead of in the toilet. Y'all be so thirsty for that. Cut it out. You know what I mean? Like, again, it gets real goofy. It is starting to get real goofy online. I'm like, you can tell who's never been anywhere. You can tell where anybody traveled because they're talking to you about a country. You're like, no, that's not true. I've been there. Your internet goes in and out. Your power goes in and out. What are you talking about? Oh, no, man. I was just in Panama. We were just in a part of the country. They ain't got AC units in some of them rooms. They like, open up this window and then open up this other window and then turn the fan on. I'm like, are you talking about a crosswind? Oh, Lord Jesus. Lucky for us, they in the mountains. So it's cooler there than the other part of Panama. But when you start talking to people who are complaining about having AC, playing video games all day, that America's hard to make it, boy, I can't. Because we can't make it any easier. We can't. This is why people are coming to America right now as we speak. We literally have access to all these credit cards and credit rewards and points. That's why when people ask me, how are these people flying in the airport? Credit rewards, points. What y'all gonna see in the next 2 to 5 years? These people gonna come here. They're going to start working at Chick-fil-A in the back. They're going to take a couple dollars, get a secured card, get some more credit cards, buy a couple trailers, rent it to their people, and they're going to be the Don Juan boss. Don Juan boss. Okay? You getting beat by somebody who don't have AC in their house. You getting beat by somebody who climbed through the jungle. You getting beat by people who had enough common sense to know I gotta work and not have children out of wedlock. You're getting beat by people who are putting two and two together. That's who you're getting beat by. They hungry. Les Brown says you gotta be hungry. Okay? We got light 24/7 Wi-Fi access to information and credit. And we out here like, oh, they holding me down. The man holding me down. Girl, bye. If y'all don't get out of here with this mess, you gotta stop it. We got access to vitamins and clean water. You know what I mean? Again, people like, Ericka, you just love America so much. I'm not over promoting America. I'm just telling you, as a person who's traveled every single year of my life since 11 years old, our family's going on cruises. Our family's going across the country. I'm going to Africa. I'm going overseas. Of course, the men and women want to marry you. I love you. Yeah. I'm about to go to America where I got AC. I got cash. I got credit cards. I'm cooking my house. 20 minutes. Microwave oven done. Do you understand? And people gonna say, well, Ericka, America's not the best place. It's not. A lot of people tell you it's not the best, but it's the easiest to come make money. It like we literally were over in Panama in a group of black, they're not Americans, they're from a country, Guyana, Guya. It's somebody look it up. It's over there, down there by Venezuela, but they black. They look like us. He was like, yeah, I lived in Chicago 20 years. Then I left. I said, well, what y'all doing down here? We down here for 2 months. I said, 2 months, man. Again, come on, man. These people are doing the math. It only costs this much to live here, this much to buy a house. Thank you. Y'all spelled it exactly right. This much to invest. I can go see my friend in my old country for 2 months for $2. Okay, and be living with my family and laughing it up. Okay, come on, man. Get out of here. These people know how this is a cakewalk. All I gotta do is type in the amount of money. Okay, cool, great. That's it. That's all y'all asking for. And if somebody hit my car, they gotta pay me. If somebody shoot at my house, you going to please don't arrest them? Man, give me some of that. Only in America can you come in and get paid $300K after 3 years in college and majoring in data and science. Yeah. And let me just put you like this. If you can figure out a software as a service to buy, because I know there's Flippa and some other sites you can buy software as a service. I'm not going to say just buy anything. That's not what I'm saying. Just do the math. If I got 1,000 people paying me $200 a month for my software as a service, am I hurting? Shit, if I got 100 people paying me $200 a month for my software as a service, am I hurting? Again, this is the thing where you start talking to people and you realize they're playing a game so far ahead of you, it hurts. This is that moment of crunch time. It hurts. You're like, ooh, the math, it hurts. I haven't traveled outside America, but I saw Slumdog Millionaire on YouTube, and after that, I appreciate America. Stop. Cut it out. Here's the thing. And I'm gonna wrap it up. I want y'all to understand, where are you improving yourself this year? Because again, people want what they can't have, right? And that's women, that's men, that's bodies, that's food, that's money, that's everything, right? People want what they can't have. And Real Estate Sharper did a good video on it. If I being careful, if I know and I pay attention enough that a lot of these YouTubers make enough money, then all of a sudden they start selling what? Products and services. They start connecting with people. They start doing projects together. All of a sudden, again, the math is there, right? The math is there. Christian Guzman put $11 million into a property in Houston, Texas. And he showed you and wrote it down how he got a $9 million loan. Right? How easy do you want? There are people literally showing you how to do it. What more do you want? It's too easy. Ted said in Venezuela they still can't get passports as citizens, so they trap their people in there, and we lazy. Well, yeah, them people still can't. Look in Houston, look in Atlanta, look in Vegas. There's a lot of Venezuelan taxi drivers and Uber drivers, and they sending money home. Don't worry, Venezuela gonna be, give about 3-4 years. Venezuela gonna be okay because they don't send so much money home. And the guy was telling me he can't even send it home. He sends it to his cousins in Colombia. The girl goes to the little store in Colombia, I guess the little it's MoneyGram, and gets it, buys the food, and goes back across the line. Now, unfortunately, I feel sad for her because think about it. If I know cousin Cindy every couple of Fridays goes across the border and comes back with a house full of food, I might bop cousin Cindy over the head. You know? So that's just what I'm just gonna put it there. People don't value free, so you have to put information behind the paywall. Listen, Business Talk with Kate, I'm done with the free. I'm done with low cost. I'm done with that. I promise you. We have over 2,000 videos on this channel. We're about to take 500 of them off and put them behind the paywall anyway. That's just period. Because sometimes I'll be cutting up on these videos, but that's what I have for y'all. If you want, text ready or trade lines to 512-348-2192. If you enjoyed the channel, drop a 1 in the comments. We try to give really quality information. Thank y'all for supporting the channel, investing in the channel. We appreciate all those good things. At the end of the day, I really challenge you to think, what are some skills that you have that no one can discount or lower the cost of, whether it's a recession, whether there's hyperinflation, whether there's something happening in our economy. Are you in a position, if you need be, to move, right? Are you in a position to go down the street? Are you in a position to buy real estate? Are you in a position to buy a land lot and build something on it? Are you in a position to buy a land lot and put a trailer on it? Really examine where you are in this context of this. And so we will continue on this channel to help promote people get better opportunities, get their credit right, get their business trade lines up, get their business going. That's literally what this channel was created to do, and we'll continue to do that as long as we possibly can. I think we're going to have a booth at Earn Your Leisure. So definitely come check me out. I'm not going to be there the whole time. I'm going to be in and out of the building, walking around talking to people. That's just what I do. So look, you guys, this is your girl Ericka, Classic on Blog. I hope you guys have a great night. Later.